Okay, branding options and finishing on tubes. So this is basically exactly the same event as pretty much any other print. So we'll start with some finishing. So typically you're going to have your matte lamination and gloss lamination. So most people these days tend to go with a matte lam, but it does depend on your product as to which it suits best. So this here, for example, is full color printed with a matte lam. Then you've got something like this, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. If you look at these closely, these are basically printed on uncoated paper. So the nice thing with this is they're not laminated. So it's printed on this nice uncoated paper, which has this very kind of eco and natural feel. But again, that's really just the paper that's run around the outside. Okay, so you can mix this as well. So if you wanted something like uncoated like this, and then you want to add something else like some foiling. So if you look on the top of this one, this is white uncoated printed with gold foil on the front here. This small one here, so this is full color printed all the way around. It's matte laminated, then it's got gold foiling on here and here. So these little touches do make quite a bit of difference. So if if you're looking to do something and give it a little bit more of a luxurious feel, adding these little elements makes quite a big difference. The other thing you can do is spot UV, which I think looks really nice. So I'm not sure if it comes out. So this large tube here has been printed, matte laminated, and then it's got this repeat spade pattern over the entire thing, which is a gloss spot UV. So this is a really nice way of making your logo or various areas pop on there. So again, you can mix all of these together, so you can have it uncoated with a bit of spot UV and foiling and pretty much go crazy if you want to. Obviously each one of these finishes does increase the cost a little bit here and there. There is another little finishing feature you can do with tubes which is quite nice. It's not often people do it, but it has come up a few times, so I think this is an example. So what we've got here, this is just a printed matte laminated tube with a butted tube, but what these guys have done is we've actually printed the inner spigot, whereas in most cases the inner spigots are just left plain white. Okay, so adding this extra feature onto the tube just adds a little bit more luxury, a little bit more premium. So what they've done is, I said, we've printed the inner spigot, and what they've also done in addition to that is rolled the edge of the inner spigot rather than it being cut off like this. So it's printed on the inside and rolled. And if you look at the caps on most of these things, we call these kind of rolled end tubes or rolled finish. So it comes up and it's rolled around on top and capped. What we can also do is do this with a spigot, so you don't have that rough edge around the outside, and it just finishes it off really nicely. So pretty much that's most of the sort of standard finishings, but this really just applies to pretty much any print. So if there's any print finishing that you're familiar with, most of that can be applied to the outside of these tubes. So hopefully that's answered all your questions.